This is Jonathan Aguilar, fifth Pro Boxing Fans, joined by Anthony Yarde ahead of what most people think is the most anticipated fight left of the year. You and Benavidez, you're fighting the Mexican monster, Anthony. It's the story of your career, Murderers Row, Beterbiev, Kovalev, Benavidez. Why did this fight appeal so much to you?
It's a world title fight. It's a challenge that got put to me. I'm not going to say no. It's for a world title. My dream is to be a world champion. That's just how the cookie crumbles. And I've said this from the beginning, man. When the fight makes sense, like I've shown my character over and over again. I will fight anybody. And I feel like I've got the capabilities to beat these people. You know, I feel like if I fought Kovalev again, I'll beat him. I feel like if I fought Beterbiev again, I'll beat him. I was ahead on the scorecards, and it's little things, little adjustments to be made. I feel like I'll beat him. And again, I feel like I'll beat David Benavidez. And I respect him highly. And sometimes I feel like that's when you get the best version of me. And I feel like he's very dangerous, you know, for his good combination punches, hits hard, high knockout ratio, still undefeated. So I'm saying it's a crazy challenge. So with these things as factual piece of information, you always get the best version of me.
6 years ago, you went to Russia, fought Kovalev in his backyard with limited professional experience, everything against you. Then you came back, gave Beterbiev at the time his hardest fight, showed the improvements from then. What's the difference between Anthony Yarde 6 years ago to what we're going to see November 22nd?
Well, what we're going to see November 22nd, you have to tune in and see. But I'm a different person, you know. I feel like, you know, I'm like fine wine, I get better with time. That's just based on, you know, my performances and how I've grown. And look, it's what I'm trying to say. Some people, they get the privilege of building up their experiences, you know, building up, having loads of amateur fights, being the article, being that product, that finished product or that finished article before they turn pro, or they turn professional and they get the building fights, they fight often and things like that. I've had a limited amateur career, 12 amateur fights. My professional career has been good. Again, I can't complain about my professional career. And, you know, I've taken on the biggest challenges. So I feel like if I had a more of an amateur background, I would have been world champion already, you know. But I like my storyline. I really like my storyline. I don't like things being given to me easy. It's like, you know, when you got a girl, yeah, you get a girl. If it's all easy, you don't even want it no more. Do you get what I'm saying? I don't even want it. It's all easy. Like, I'm not even nervous. It's just easy. I don't want it. I don't want it. Take that somewhere else.
Did you learn more from Kovalev or Beterbiev?
Both. They're just different fights, different fighters and different fights. So I learned from both of them equally.
Obviously, you know, the rumours were that Callum Smith was the front runner for this fight before you stepped in. The reports are that he wasn't happy with the deal or whatever else. Were you happy with the deal? Was it the same deal? Were you able to renegotiate something better for yourself? Or you don't know what he was offered?
Don't know. It's not my business. Again, look, everyone's different. I've got nothing bad to say about Callum Smith. I don't know what position he's in. I don't know. He was getting ready to retire because we tried to get a fight with Callum Smith. There was rumours saying he's retired, you know, or he's on a honeymoon, something like that. I can't talk about another man. From my experience, Turkey Al Sheikh called me himself. I spoke to him on the phone, and he said that they've been in long negotiation with Callum Smith. And I said, oh, is it? I says, but we got told we're fighting Callum Smith. And they were like, no. So I'm going to tell you what the situation is. He says, the deal's done with Callum Smith. He goes, after a long back and forth, the deal's done. But he said, before we sign this off, your name's been mentioned. He goes, me personally, as a headline for the show I'm going to put on, I'll prefer you against David Benavidez. I feel like you're the bigger name. You're a bigger name than Callum Smith. And he goes, I feel like you will give a better fight. It will be a better fight. And I said, I agree. And he goes, this is a question though. Do you want to fight David Benavidez? Because everyone's avoiding him. I said, yeah. It was a very quick thing. The fight was made in one day, less than 24 hours. So yeah, man, that's my experience with the whole thing. I don't know. Callum Smith might say something different. I don't know. It don't matter. I'm the one fighting now. It wasn't a hard fight to make. And then November 22nd, here we come.
And Anthony Yarde one fight potentially away from fighting for the undisputed title. How does that sound? I'm sure you're not focused on that because you're focused on the fight in front of you, but the potential of that must just give you that extra motivation.
I've got so much motivation, man, because there's a lot of motivation there, you know. The fact is David Benavidez. Same thing I said, like all these fights, it's the people I'm fighting. It's not no jokers, it's not a vacant belt. It's not, you know, a world champion that won by accident, you know, or won by disqualification or anything like that. It's like a serious fighter, you know, a world class fighter. And out of the three, in my opinion, David Benavidez has got the biggest profile. You know, he's the most well known. He's got the Mexican support behind him. He's a Mexican American. A lot of people are talking about him. So these are the fights that I get up for. You know, there's going to be a lot of eyes on this fight. Which I also love. The whole show is amazing, full of world title fights. So people hopefully are tuned in from early. And yeah, you know, everyone knows my dream is to hear them words and the new. Yeah, and I'm gonna have my crying face ready. You know, I'm only joking. We actually don't know what we're gonna do when that moment happens. You know, but one thing I will be doing is thanking God, because I know God's been the biggest part of my journey.
Two quick ones. I know you're not going to talk about Bouatsi, so I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to talk about him. I just wanted to talk about a different British fighter, just to get your opinion on him. Ben Whittaker. He's rising up the ranks. He's got a huge profile. He crosses over to the casuals, as do you. I accept he's at a different level. You're both at different levels, but could you see it one day in the future? Is what I'm saying.
Focus, bro. It's not my focus. I've said it in other interviews. If you asked me this a couple months ago, I would have gave you an detailed answer. But my focus is David Benavidez. None of these guys are on Benavidez's level. So why would I talk about them? Like, that's not my focus. Like, I'm fighting, you know, a guy that's on the pound for pound boxing list, and you're talking to me about up and comers. It's not going to happen.
Sure. Just lastly, Anthony, James Cook MBE. I was fortunate enough to interview him, spend a bit of time with him when he first joined you. How much of this fight is dedicated to his memory?
I don't do that, and I'm sure if I started talking like that, you know, everyone that knows James will be, listen, you stupid boy. Like, don't think about me. Focus on your fight. Focus on your fight. Don't be no stupid. Again, these ain't the kind of things you think about when you're going into the biggest fight of your life. Emotion's a serious thing, you know, and it's emotional. You know, James Cook was, you know, family. Yeah, man, very, very upsetting. But I just like to latch on to the positive he done for the community. His funeral had thousands of people there, so paid homage to who he was as a person. And again, he basically ran Hackney, you know, where I was born. He changed a part of Hackney that used to be very dangerous. It still is dangerous now, but because of the respect for James Cook, people don't bring trouble in the area no more. And that's purely out of the respect for James Cook and what he does for the community, and how loved he is. You know, he's everyone's uncle. You know, you got some of the baddest man. I see them because I knew them from when I was younger. I'm like, what are you doing there? They're like, nah, man, James played a part in my life. And you hear these kind of things and you're just like, what a man. Even the eulogies that were given at his funeral, he was a special man.
God rest his soul. Anthony Yarde, best of luck November 22nd. I'm sure the whole country will be behind you as you try and become world champion against David Benavidez. Appreciate your time. Best of luck.